Hi everyone! If you're new here, I'm Allen with Earthglow, and this channel is all about sharing the joy of candle making. So today's video is really special because this is our first edition of our winter fragrance favorites. It is our holiday edition, and this first category is gonna be kicking it off with a bang. So it's going to be talking about my favorite Christmas tree scents. And this is a really popular category. I can't even imagine a candle line without a Christmas tree fragrance around the holidays. Even if you don't celebrate Christmas, like just a holiday pine type of a scent, in my opinion, it is like a must-have for a winter line. But anyways, if this is something that you're interested in, then I hope that you're subscribed. And yeah, fragrance videos are my absolute favorite to film if you are new here. But anyways, let's get right into today's video, and I hope that you enjoy. So if you are new to fragrance favorites, the way that this works is I talk about fragrances that are sort of my ride or die type of scents. In order to rank in my fragrance favorites, it has to be a fragrance that I have tested extensively and or sold successfully in my own candle line. And so for these categories like Christmas tree scents, it is a very narrow category. So there's only gonna be 3 places, as well as honorable mentions and the fails. Sometimes we don't have any fails, but today we do have what I would consider a fail. But anyways, let's get right into this. So in our and before I start, I do need to mention, and most of you already know this if you're not new, but if you are new to this series, I just want to put the disclaimer out that there is always a chance that a fragrance that I really like or that has done well for me, you might not like, or it may not perform well in your wax or in your testing. And there's also the chance that a fragrance that I have on my fails list, you may really like. And that is just the nature of fragrance. It is gonna be highly subjective. But with that said, this series is intended to just kind of, there's so much selection to just kind of help narrow things down. But anyways, in our number 3 position, we have Cypress and Bayberry by Candle Science. And this is a fragrance that I believe Erica from Memory Box Candle Co. chose to have in her winter collection, I wanna say last year. And there's multiple other candle makers that have just gone on and on about this scent. And it is definitely a true to life, I would say, Cypress and Bayberry. A lot of people do describe it though as like a Christmas tree. To me, it's definitely more of a peppery type of a scent. And you do get the bayberry to it as well. And it is a great thrower, but I will say, in my opinion, it's more of a polarizing scent because of the peppery notes and because of the patchouli notes. You will get some people, at least I've had some customers who have not been into this one, but then I've had those other customers who are just like, don't ever discontinue it, it's one of my all-time favorites, etc. So I did rebrand that scent this year. I used to call it my Bear Paw Candle. Last year and the year before, it was in my Winter Wonderland collection as my Bear Paw Candle, and it just didn't really do well for me. As I mentioned, it did have some customers though who really liked it, but I also thought that it partly could have been because of my branding. I had like a giant bear on the front, and it just didn't really, it wasn't quite the fit that I think I needed for my audience. So I did rebrand this one, and I do call it Moonlight in Vermont now, and so it has a different label to it. But anyways, yeah, that one definitely takes my number 3 spot. And I will also say that it is category 9 safe. So if you are a soap maker, you can use up to 6% of that in your cold process soaps. Okay, in my number 2 spot, we have Frasier Fur. And this one, I've seen, I want to say Candles and Supplies. Yeah, they have a scent called Pinion Pine, which to me is like a spot on dupe for this. So you definitely wouldn't have to get this one at Candle Science. But yeah, this is a classic Christmas tree scent. Like, so many people consider this fragrance the Christmas tree fragrance. I mean, it smells like a fir tree. When I grew up, I was at my grandma's house with my sister, we used to have this talking fir tree that we called Douglas, and so he would like sing holiday songs, and he was always like the star of the show at my grandma's house on her dining room table. So I call this one my Douglas Fir candle, and it is one of my all-time bestsellers in my Winter Wonderland collection. I will have customers continually asking me, and I even had one customer this year who was like, oh my god, it's about winter time, so that means Douglas Fir is going to be coming back. But they get so excited for this scent. And yeah, it's a great thrower in 464, which is how all of these are tested and how I do use them. But yeah, just a classic Christmas tree scent, and it's a true to life. Like when I was little, we used to go out in the woods chopping down trees, you know, at the Christmas tree farms. And I mean, it just smells like that to me. It's a beautiful, beautiful fragrance, and so many people are crazy about it. In my number one position, most of you probably would have thought that I would have had Frasier Fur, but I actually do not. And I wonder if anyone can guess what this fragrance is, because this is one of my all-time bestsellers in my Winter Wonderland collection. I sell more of these per year than I do Frasier Fur, and this is Mistletoe, believe it or not, by Candle Science. Now, I know this fragrance does not have the best ratings compared to Frasier Fur, but I'm here to tell you that for me, if I just had to have one scent and take away all my other fragrances in my winter collection, it would be this scent. This to me is the epitome of Christmas. It's like the Christmas spirit. It just comes to life with this fragrance. And I think part of it is the lemon top notes to it. Now, I don't smell lemon when I smell this scent, but it definitely does bring that sort of sparkling, magical quality. Like I'm in the forest and it's this picturesque scene and the snow's coming down and you can see the Christmas trees glowing in the distance, and it's nighttime and there's yellow lights and rainbow lights, just colored, you know, Christmas lights. It is just the magic of the Christmas season in a bottle. And this fragrance is equally as good of a thrower in 464 as Frasier Fur. You can fill, I would say, a medium-sized room with a pretty small candle in this scent after a few hours, which I would consider a pretty good hot throw. But yeah, this one hands down takes my number one spot for my favorite Christmas tree fragrance of all time, and it's also my customer's favorite. As I said, I do sell more of those than I do Frasier Fur. But anyways, let's get into the honorable mentions. So we do have two honorable mentions today, and the first one is Balsam Fir by the Flaming Candle, and this fragrance I actually discovered before any of the Candle Science ones, and I would also say that this is like a dupe for Frasier Fur. So you know, if you shop more with the Flaming Candle, this Balsam Fir is going to be pretty much a spot-on dupe for Frasier Fur. Yeah, like if you had the Flaming Candle label on the Candle Science bottle, I wouldn't know the difference. That's how close they are. But I do tend to shop more with Candle Science because I really am into their clean scents as well as their fast shipping. So I do have that one as an honorable mention, as well as Christmas Hearth. And this one has a lot of good reviews on Candle Science, I believe, but I do not sell too many of this scent. I had it, I want to say last year, as my holiday zest candle, and it just was not very popular. I think I will bring it back again this year. It's a great thrower, but I think for my customers, it's a little bit artificial smelling. I am kind of more known for, I don't want to say natural type scents, but less candy type fragrances, and this one is like a 50-50 for me personally between a candy and an orange type of a fragrance coupled with a Christmas tree. And in my fails, we do have one scent, and I'm really sad about this, but this is Spiritus Sanctus by Stone Candles, and I'm really sad about this because this scent was so expensive. I bought a 16-ounce bottle, I wanted to love it, and it just smells like floor cleaner to me. Like, it smells like Pine Sol. like if Murphy's Oil or Pine Sol were to come out with a more luxe scent, it would be this. And I'm looking for much more than that in a candle. There's a lot of camphor notes to this. It has lemon to it and it has pine, and it just really strikes me as a floor cleaner. So that one for $90 per bottle gets a fail from me. Anyways, that is all for today's video, and if you did enjoy, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below of what your favorite Christmas tree scent is. I am really curious to know. And anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and I'm sending everyone peace, love, and light, and I'm wishing all of you happy candle making.